Greetings, degenerates. St. Michael here, and I'm just going to get right into where I want to go with today's video, and that is a couple clips from yesterday's memorial for Charlie Kirk, specifically his now widow, Erica. Now, this one is where I want to begin. Let me just do that.
Charlie perfectly understood God's role for a Christian husband, a man who leads so that they can serve. To all the men watching around the world, accept Charlie's challenge and embrace true manhood. Be strong and courageous for your families. Love your wives and lead them. Love your children and protect them. Be the spiritual head of your home. But please be a leader worth following.
And that's the key right there.
Your wife
This is where I wanted to
Your wife is not your servant. Your wife is not your employee. Your wife is not your slave. She is your helper. You are not rivals. You are one flesh working together for the glory of God.
Okay. Now, the next clip I want to show is this one right here. This one was actually sent to me by my helper. Just enlarge this.
That young man. That young man. On the cross, our Savior said, "Father, forgive them, for they not know what they do." That man, that young man, I forgive him. I forgive him because it was what Christ did and is what Charlie would do. The answer to hate is not hate. The answer we know from the gospel is love, and always love. Love for our enemies and love for those who persecute us.
And that's it right there. Now, I bring those two clips up to show Hollywood that is a strong woman. Not your super girl boss power fantasy where every woman has to have a fucking shaved hair and a dyed fucking color of the fucking rainbow. And where every woman has to be an exaggeration of what you think a man is. You know, a douchebag. Someone who's aggressive when it doesn't call for it. That was a strong woman, not your Phoebe Waller-Bridge upcoming Tomb Raider fiasco, or the myriad of other fucking movies that we've had to be subjected to in the last 10 years. Ray Palpatine Skywalker, who gives a shit. No, that was what a strong woman is. Because it takes so much to forgive someone. And she had every justifiable reason to be hateful, vindictive, vengeful, out for blood. And she chose the tougher of the two choices. Because it's easy to be angry, it's easy to be upset, it's easy to be, more animalistically instinctual. Energy takes the path of least resistance. We are not wired for forgiveness. It's not. Especially to those who have fucked us over. And how much more of a fucked over can you get than having to see your husband shot? while your children run because they heard the noise. They run to him because they were scared of that sound, not knowing that that sound is why dad's not coming home. So that is what you need to look for, men. Young men out there who are disillusioned because of dating. It's tough out there. Yes, it is, I know. But that's what you need to go and look for. And that's what you young men need to cultivate. You're not going to get a follower if you are not a leader. You are not going to get a helper if you are not going to reciprocate. And I've gotten into many debates. Well, there's really no debates online, just people arguing. But I've gotten into debates with people who don't understand what mutual submission is. Because the Bible does say that it's mutual. You are to mutually submit to each other and mutually love each other. So this is what you look for, men. And this is what you should be, ladies, because that was a strong woman. Again, not what they've been forcing us in Hollywood for the umpteen years now. That right there. Someone who knew her role as a wife. And as she says, not a slave, not someone who's just there to cook for you, clean for you, and be there in the bedroom when you're goddamn good and ready. No. And I've gotten into debates because, again, they don't know what mutual submission is. They think, they don't even care about the mutual part. They only worry about when the woman has to submit. That's the issue. That's what they think is so anti-feminist. And the reality is there is no person in history who was more pro-woman than Jesus. He got the ire of the religious leaders because he had women in with his students. And they were learning with him. There was no segregation. There was no dividing lines, like, hey, men over here, women over here. None of that. Now the women did their roles. They prepared meals. Some of them were even financial backers. Because you remember, they weren't getting paid for any of this. They were wandering the deserts, just teaching. And so that's what that is. You're not... there's a verse in the Bible where it says, you don't take what each other cannot give. Obviously, I butchered that. But there are times when you have to have your own individuality. But you're no longer separate people. You're one person. And a way to explain that is when you're single, everything you do, be it good or stupid, reflects on you as a person. Maybe your friend group. When you're dating, it does kind of reflect on them as well. But at least with dating, you can be like, hey, I'm out. And I know a lot of Christians don't like that because it sets up the mentality of divorce. Like you can just quit when things get too rough. But I'm fine with that. But when you're married, everything you do reflects on you, her, and you as a couple. So you don't get to go out and be a party girl, and you don't get to go out and be a barfly, okay? There are times when you're like, hey, yeah, you can go out, hang out with your friends, go game, whatever. I do that all the time. I make sure I'm like, hey, is it cool? I go out and I game with my buddies. She's typically fine with it. But I do still ask out of respect. And that's what you guys need to, that's what feminists need to understand, is that it's mutual. And you're one person. And everything you do reflects on each other. You know? I can't go out and just be like, hey, I got this tattoo and it's on my face, or it's very inappropriate. Like, I didn't console with you first. I mean, and a lot of people don't like that because they think, that's controlling. Like, no, it shows a level of respect. And that's what Erica showed. Not only did she show grace and restraint in forgiving the sick degenerate that took her husband and the father of her children away, but she only did that because she knew the first part. And that's kind of the overall theme of this video, is the left doesn't understand strong women because they don't even understand women. Matt Walsh is famous for the whole, what is a woman? Well, if you can't answer that, you can't answer what makes them strong, what makes them unique, what makes them of value to a man's life. And that's what's leading to a lot of problems with dating. And that's all I have to say. Cheers. God bless.